Welcome to The Unexpected Guest. My name is John Cleese, and I'm coming to you from the great city of Aurora, Illinois. We are doing our summer grilling special again, like I said, Unexpected Guest on my Eat 300 channel. And we decided to come to the heartland of America. We're actually, I don't know, we're probably like 65, 70, 1,000 miles southwest of Chicago, out in the cornfields of Illinois. But very interesting out here. For those of you that don't know much about Illinois, we do have a river that runs through it besides the Chicago River. And Aurora actually sits on the Fox River. And for you cyclists out there, we have a great trail, the Fox River Trail, which is really interesting to travel. And also, Aurora, Illinois was one of the first cities to actually have electric street lighting. So they've actually adopted the name of the City of Lights in 1881. That's all the facts I know. All I know is I am in the country, folks, and so we thought it'd be a perfect place for the summer special. So let's get started. For today, we are going to be making two kinds of steaks because I couldn't decide which one I wanted, and I wanted to try them out. This is a flank steak, and most of you are familiar with this. This is the flank, and this is the skirt. And this actually both comes from the belly of the cow, and the flank steak here is actually behind the skirt steak, which is a little bit closer to the belly. This one had a lot more fat on it, and it was just a very different cut of meat when we put them side by side. You can see the grains of this. I don't know if you can see this, Kevin, but the grains of meat are really tight on this flank steak, and it's very loose and really well marbled on the skirt. So we thought this would be really good for the grill. So we're going to grill up both of these. Did you get shots of those? Am I doing well? Kevin's so mad at me today. I can't even. Oh, you know what? I need a beer. I'm having a beer. I can't go on. I need a beer first. This is stressful to be outside, Kevin. I don't know if you know that, but. And in fact, I should say we're here at our friend Rob's house, and Rob is the one that told me that I was way too. What was the word he said? Can't remember.
More wine, less coffee.
More wine, less coffee. So we thought today, in his honor, I'll make sure that I'm drinking a little bit of beer. It's also hot. We are having a drought and quite the hot summer. Where was I? Okay, so with the flank steak, what we're going to do is we're going to make a marinade of some teriyaki sauce and some garlic. And also I'm going to pour some liquid smoke in. I thought that would be interesting. I've never tried that before when I made a marinade and did it for the grill, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to take some onions and I'm going to make a little onion pack, and we're going to onions, and I couldn't find fresh thyme, so we're going to use some dried thyme and just put those on the grill as well. And then we are going to grill up some corn in the husk, and I've got some portobello mushroom caps that I thought would be very nice to put on the grill, especially if you've got vegetarians around that don't want to eat the meat. This is certainly takes the place of that, nice and chunky. We've got little baby eggplants, and I've got just some green and red peppers. Sort of a staple. I like that with the flanks. And oh, also here, I've got some corn tortillas that we thought we'd heat up if people wanted to have some corn tortillas with their flank steaks. And what else do we got? Oh, beans. So then I've got a couple of cans of, I got 2 cans of black beans and 1 can of red kidney beans. And to that, I'm going to add a pasilla pepper. And this is just some mild green chili peppers that I'm going to put in. I'm going to put in some hot sauce. I'm going to put in some red onions. Cumin. Rob, I need the cumin. I've got cumin upstairs. We'll have to go get the cumin for you. And then, have we got everything? Oh, and then for those of you that want to go beyond 300, as you know, I'm always trying to eat healthy. I put back on 15 pounds after I lost my 50. I'm still struggling to get it off, I have to be honest with you. It has been tough, and so the next week or so I am going to, the next couple of weeks I actually don't have to, thank you, we got our cumin. The next couple of weeks I don't have to travel, so that's great. So we're going to see if we can take off some more this week, because it's been a little bit tough for me. But you know what, that's just part of weight loss, right? We all struggle with it. So I'm saying that because Kevin, who has actually lost some weight, has decided he wanted dessert today. So we're actually going to grill some pineapple, and we're going to grill, we bought a plantain, and we also bought some banana. The recipe calls for you to put cinnamon and sugar on the banana and stick it on the grill. I didn't understand that. So we might strip the plantain and stick that on the grill. And then I've got some pecans here that we're gonna roast on the grill and do that. And cilantro, oh my God, so much going on. So let's just get started. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this marinade. And I'm really just gonna freewheel this, or whatever the terminology is. So I'm going to use a lot of equal parts of stuff. So I'm going to take some teriyaki. We got a lot of meat here that's going to be in 2 bags. So I'm going to take this. Thank you. That's Rob. Rob will introduce you to Rob as soon as he comes back. Actually, Rob, why don't you come on the set now and I'll introduce you. This is Rob. I tried to get Bobby Flay on the set, but this is all we could find was Rob here. He's our only Auroran that we know. Thank you for letting us use this beautiful backyard. We appreciate it. Oh, I get a kiss too. Kevin's really coming down on me hard. Hard today, folks. Hard. So, all right, I'm going to flip this top off because that's, oh, right into the thing. That's nice. Okay. So, I'm going to do, let's just do a 3/4 cup of teriyaki sauce, and I'm going to put in, I don't know, some soy because it's a little bit saltier, a little darker, and I'm going to put in some Worcestershire sauce. Oh, by the way, I did not have time to tell you what all the calorie count is and stuff, but if you click on the recipe below the video, you'll be able to see the calorie count for all of this. But everything here is definitely going to be below 300, except if you have Rob and Kevin's grilled banana split. And this is actually a little bit of smoked sesame oil, which I really love the taste of that on my meat. And this is liquid smoke, which is amazing. Pour some of that in there. As you can see, just freewheel with your ingredients in terms of the quantity, but I'll try to put that will, well, by the time this is posted, it'll be on there. All right, next up is garlic. So I've got all of this. You know, and I'm actually going to put a little bit of olive oil in it. And garlic. Don't buy that garlic that's already in olive oil, because what I find is the garlic that's in the olive oil is not nearly as strong as fresh garlic that you peel yourself. You know, it's like it gets milder as it sits in the olive oil. I'm outside. I guess I could just throw this stuff on the ground, right? But I'm not going to. Look we're outside, Kevin. Can you believe it? We're not in the cool air conditioning of my high-rise. It took us about 7 hours to drive here from Chicago last night. No, just kidding. It actually isn't that far at all, but it is a beautiful little town, I will say that. It's very nice. And I'll tell you, the interesting thing today was to wake up and hear lawnmowers outside. That is a sound that I don't usually hear in the city. We've got barking dolls, and the neighbors next door have put up a moon bounce. So hopefully at some time today, we'll have 100 screaming kids behind us. You know? Not really sure. All right, I brought my garlic press because I like my own. Now you could actually rub this. In fact, I think I will. I think I'll just stick this right on the meat, and then we'll shove it in the bags. At least we know that we get some. Ooh, it's nice. The garlic is nice and heated up from being in the sun. All right, so I'm just going to smear some of this garlic because I'm also going to actually. I'm lied. I'm going to do the other side too. Oh, Rob, salt and pepper, please. I forgot to get salt and pepper out here. All right, so that's the flank. And now I'm going to garlic up some of these guys. This is the skirt steak. Again, look at the fattiness on that. I think that's going to be awesome on the grill. There's, I could have trimmed some of it. There is some of the silver skin on here, but not so much that I think is going to be that much of a problem. Thank you, sir. All right, so now we have all this garlic up. Garlic it up. I love garlic. I'm Italian and I love it. And garlic is good for you too. Look at that. I'm just going right on the floor. ground. Okay, now we have plenty of salt with the teriyaki and the soy, so I'm just going to do pepper. And of course now I've contaminated everything with meat. Get this piece done. Woo! This is meat for 3 people. We only have 3 people here today. I hope it's enough. Kevin's become a very big eater. God, exhausting. Grilling for your friends. Okay, so we've got everything peppered. Now I'm going to stick these in bags. I'm going to put the, well, I'll be able to recognize it anyway. I'm trying to do this with tongs because I don't have access to the sink right away. So that's, I'll put one of these guys in here too. And then in goes the skirt steak. And again, the skirt is behind, I'm sorry, I'd always mess this up. The flank is behind the skirt. The skirt is like closest to the brisket, it looks like, right? In the belly. So that's why it's got so much fat on it. All right, so now, I want some of this garlic in here. All right, and this is our combination of teriyaki, soy, liquid smoke, sesame seed oil. I should taste it. Yum. I'm just gonna pour this in the bag. I probably made too much as usual, but it's all right. So just put this in your plastic bag and then just squish it around. And that's why I like to put the garlic on the meat, because I know it's already in there, but get that all going. And it's, again, most people, I don't think you need to really marinate most things. Well, something like this, I shouldn't say that, because there are some things that need to marinate long overnight, like a chicken, like if you're doing a chicken in a red wine sauce, you want to marinate that overnight, but not for this. So I just tighten that up so that that's got the marinade. We'll do it with the skirt. Get some of the air. You don't need all this air in there. Double zipper, because you never know. Done. Okay, so Rob, if I could have you take this meat off the set and put it in the refrigerator, that would be great. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to put this down below. Okay, Kevin, we did it. We got the meat part done. Look at that. Look, I can just swish it off the Oh, sorry. I think I just got Kevin covered with garlic. Okay, let's start with the green peppers. You guys have seen me cut these before. I'm just gonna do these in halfsies so that it's a little bit easier when I grill. Do you hear those children over there? The lovely sounds of the suburbs, suburban country. Rob, would you consider this the country or the suburbs?
Suburbs.
He considers it the suburbs. I consider it the country.
Far west.
Far west. So I'm just gonna grill these like this. And I got some red peppers too, because I love, well, first of all, the color is beautiful, and it does taste different than the green pepper. Again, this is just for me, Kevin, and Rob. Hopefully this is enough for all of us. Should be plenty, plenty. Take the ribs out. Just do that. Do this one. Oh, and these little guys, I'm just gonna stick in whole like this. I'm gonna stick these right on the grill. Or maybe I should cut them in half. Should I cut them in half? What do you think? Let's cut them in half. I'm gonna cut them in half. Cut them in half. I answered my own question, but thanks to all of you who screamed out the answer. Now, I'm also going to do the corn, and I'm going to do everything at once, and you know, when you're grilling, you just have to watch stuff, because it's not as precise as, I mean, you're tossing them on the grill. So, these guys, I'm just going to pull I think I'm just going to cut the stem off, yeah? I'm not going to pull that out. So these are the portobello mushroom caps. This makes a great burger. by the way. This is a delicious burger. I'm gonna throw that in the trash can. Am I sweating yet? Can you see my sweat beads? Because it's hot. My hat, I had to take my hat off because too much shadow on my face. But I want to show you my hat. Look what Rob gave us. Oh, nice. Oh, man. Thank you. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that. Look at that John Deere hat. Now we're in the country. John Deere, a great Illinois company. All right. Thank you for that. I'm so happy. Now we lose the garlic. We use the garlic cutter and we use the pepper guy, but I guess we still have money for the spritzer. That's nice. Always keep money in the budget for the spritzer. Now, the corn. Here's how I do the corn. I need more beer. Hold on. Oh, I guess I can stick it in this little ice thing, yeah? Okay. Some people do this differently, and they're wrong. And I'm going to show you the right way. I take the corn, and I just peel it down till you get to the last layer of the husk. Actually, I can cut this. And when you get to the last layer, that's what we put onto the grill surface. And the reason you do that is it stays nice and moist and it doesn't dry out. And I've tried to do more, you know, if you do more, it doesn't cook as well. But this is almost there. So we'll take that piece off. Do one more. And oh, that's it. Okay. So that is exactly the way I'm going to put this on the grill. Let me do these other ones. I guess I don't have to do that. I do a bike ride out in Joliet sometimes. Let me tell you, our joke in our cycle club is there ain't no shade in a cornfield, because let me tell you, it is hot when you do that. Now this one, I'll do that one. Kevin, I'm sweating. Remember, I used my other tongs with the raw meat, so I've got another set of tongs for my vegetables. And I'm going to do the flank steak last, because that flank steak's only going to take about 4 minutes aside, if that depends how hot this grill is. I've never used this grill before today. Okay, we're going to start. We've got Rob is fixing the grill. That's his job. I'm going to take these out. All I'm going to do in here is I'm going to cover these with olive oil and salt and pepper. Woo! Liberal with the olive oil. And these mushrooms really soak up the olive oil. And now I got some salt. You can use kosher salt, I would, but Rob doesn't have it. Or I didn't ask for it. Salt, did you guys read the latest thing on the salt again? Once again, the controversy. Apparently the idea of no salt is based on one study that was done like in the early 60s on 30 people. And lots of people think, especially if you're active outside, you need salt. So, we're doing it. Is it on now, Robbie? Okay, Rob's got the grill going. I've got the pepper going, because we lost. Okay, now I'm just going to toss this around. Trying not to ruin my shirt, because I ruin all of my shirts.
Mm-hmm. The wardrobe fund.
I know, more wardrobe. Look at these beautiful little eggplants, I love them. All right. I think I need more olive oil in this. All right, so now that we have this sort of salted and peppered, and actually I can do a little bit. Robbie, I'm gonna have to clean all of your stuff after I just call him Robbie. I hope he doesn't mind me calling him Robbie. I'm getting no reaction. Okay, now one thing you need to do before you grill, besides cleaning the grill, which I know Rob did this morning, is you want to oil it so the stuff doesn't stick. And what I do is I just take my tongs and I go on the Now how come I don't see any smoke? Do you want to check that again? Technical difficulties with the grill. Okay, it's actually working. I'm a little neurotic. Okay, mushrooms are going on. Green peppers. I got some sizzle. We got some sizzle. Okay, that's fine. That's always a thing, isn't it? Who forgot to get the propane? That's one of the #1 fights in suburban America. I just made that up, but I think it's true. And now the corn. Let's throw the corn on. That's going to take the longest. And that is that, and we can use this later. Woo! I don't think this grill is the hottest, but that's okay. It's just going to take us a little bit longer, I think. And I'm also going to put the lid on, I think. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I forgot my onions. Gotta do my onions. Excuse me. I'll just do one onion real quick. I want to show you this little foil bag. Now you can put, I've seen people, you know, they'll do the wedges of the onion, they'll stick the skewer through it. I'm going to just take this onion. Let's go ahead and cut it in half ringlets. Actually, I'll do one more. So, actually, you know what you can just cut it, what did we say that was again? Sort of the, not the core, but where it's attached to the stem of it. Woo, it's hot with that grill on. Let's see if we get some smoke. I'm gonna trust that it's working. I love to do onions in the pack because they get really nice and caramelized. So here's the pan I had already with the olive oils. And then a little bit more. Woo! Salt. Ooh, got a cloud. Yay! And pepper. And the grocery store in Aurora today did not have fresh thyme, which I would have liked, so we have some dried thyme that we're going to sprinkle on the onion. Toss that around. Sorry, Kevin. She's so mad at me today. I don't know why. All right, now we're just going to put this in a little foil pack. And here's how I do my foil pack. I put 2 pieces of foil together that are about the same size, and then I fold a center seam, or it's going to be the seam, right? And that's how I start it. And then I pour this in. Actually, move this over. That'll be a side seam, that's what I meant. Whoop! Alright. Spread these out. This is a big, actually that's way too big. It doesn't need to be that big. Fold up all of the corners. Sort of like making a calzone. And this is heavy aluminum foil. Don't use the lighter stuff because that will get a little messy. And that's it. We'll throw that on the grill. It says it's 350 degrees, Let's take a look at these guys. I hear sizzle. Those on the top. Let's check these. Alright, so I've got 2 cans of black beans and 1 can of kidney beans, and I have most of the juices. So I'm just going to dump that in this pot. And once again, I'm going to add some garlic. Actually, yeah, let me do garlic. My garlic. Too funny. We're just not in our element out here outside. There's bugs, there's sky. I can't cook if I'm not enclosed in air conditioning. Look at me, I'm starting to sweat. I'm schwitzing. Alright, where's that schwitzer? That's the one thing we keep going. Without the cuts, and I don't get schwitz when I want to get schwitzed. Oh! Okay, I got schwitzed. Alright, so garlic. Oh my lord. You know, when I went to bed last night, I went to bed early. I was in bed by like 10:30. But I was traveling last week, so I'm a little tired. And Kevin and I have taken a little break from videotaping. We're releasing some of the older stuff that we did, but we're back on track a little bit this summer. We're going to, actually, it's going to be fun in the next couple of weeks. We're going to start releasing the vintage unexpected guests that I used to do with my neighbor Karen Clark when I lived on Martha's Vineyard. So those are actually fun. You can actually see how fat I was. I was pretty darn fat. So let me tell you about beans. You can really put anything you want in beans. They are very, very flexible in terms of the flavors. So I love to cook them down to they're almost like a pastiness with the beans. And really, you can't go wrong with what you decide to put in them. Oops. And that's probably enough. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up, I'm going to put some red onion in here. And I think this is a big mother, so I think half of this red onion will be fine. Again, I'm just going to slice it this way towards the core so that when I slice it this way, it's all got little dices. Whew. Watch your fingers. It's very interesting using somebody else's knives. When I was packing to come here last night, I forgot to bring my own knives, so I'm getting used to his knives. This should be good. All right, so we got our onion. Whoops, we got our onions. Then I'm going to add. This is some mild green chilies. They come in a can. Come in a can. I got those. I've also got some hot sauce I'm going to put in. I actually got 2 different kinds of hot sauce. Now, make these as hot as you want. I like them very spicy. And then remember, the more spice you have in your food, the higher it revs up your metabolism, so the more your body works to burn fat. This is a pasilla pepper. These aren't that hot. These are dried, but these were a little bit wet. We went to this great grocery store here. There's a very large Mexican population here in Aurora. Is that correct? Mexican? Yes. And so there's a lot of beautiful dried peppers and a lot of interesting things that you would use in cooking Mexican cuisine. And there were so many peppers, I couldn't believe it, so I couldn't resist. So I'm just going to dump these seeds out. Now usually you would reconstitute this in water, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make, I'm going to cut it lengthwise. And then I'm just going to cut these up into little ribbons and put that into my beans. Now, this is definitely going to give a spice to it. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I don't lie, Kevin. I don't lie. I've never done this before. I've never sort of taken a dried pepper like this. But I think there's plenty of moisture in the beans. And I think, oh, cumin. And cumin is the last thing. I love my cumin. So I'm going to put some cumin in there. I'm going to be liberal with the cumin. All right, and we'll stir that up. And you can do whatever mixture of beans you want. And I'm going to put some salt in. Now, you guys notice I keep putting my hand out because it's not kosher salt, so it's hard for me to understand how much is coming out. So I put my hand on so I can sort of stop it in case it's a bigger flow than I wanted. Put some pepper. And we're going to stick that on the back of the grill. Okay, so we're going to put that on, and then I'm going to put the lid on. And I got the lid on. We are having fun today. I think it's the heat. All right, now, I am going to check these veggies again. Actually going to flip everything. And this grill says it's about 350, so these little guys are going to be a little bit longer. Eggplant always takes a long time. Who am I talking to? Is anybody listening to me? All right, here we go. Whoa! Oh no! Hear the echo, echo, echo. Hello, hello, hello. I love it. Yeah, they're going to take a little bit longer. So everything's flipped. These onions, they're going to take a while. All right, shut down we go. All righty then. Well, it is fun to grill outside. Okay, now let's make this little cilantro thing I've made before. It's very delish. We're going to start with olive oil. This is the olive oil show.
Thank you.
I've got, I know I have lemons somewhere. I had lemons, but lemons seem to have lost the set. Do we have a lemon boy? We got a lemon. Love it. Okay. I need another lemon boy. He really is handy. These Aurorans, I tell you, they make the best workers, I swear. If you need some workers, come to Aurora. I use a whole bunch of these. I had 2 bunches, but I've seemed to have been limited on my set. I'm just going to cut the big whack of the stems off. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to just do a rough, can you see here, Kevin? That's messy. I'm going to do a rough chop of all of this in here. Ooh, we got a breeze blowing up from the river. It's nice today. It's actually not bad. Our neighbors just came home. I got to keep it down. All right, now I've got my lemons. I don't have my nice little lemon zestery thing, so all I'm going to do is take a fork. Yes, a fork that's got garlic on it. Oh, that breeze feels wonderful. Oop. I didn't mean to put the seeds in, so let's do it in this bowl first. Oh my God, I'm so spastic. Could be that $3 million contract Kevin and I just got awarded to produce cooking shows. Just kidding, not yet, but we're waiting. Whoever, call us, 555-888-6000. These are juicy. Don't even need that. All right, and I'm just gonna pull out the seed, dump this in here. I'm gonna grind it up. A lot of lemon, need a little more olive oil. Where's that other cilantro bunch? Do we have that anywhere? I'm going to put some salt. And some pepper. Thank you. Oh my. Good help is hard to find in Aurora. I take it back. All right. So I've actually put a lot of lemon in there. So I'm actually going to, I'm going to actually use 2 of these big bunches. Now, you know what though? I wanted some cilantro in the beans. So hold on a minute. I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to put this in here. Shove that in there. And I'm actually going to do a quick rough chop and throw this in the beans. All right, beans. Dump this in the beans. Where's my spoon? I'll use the spoon. Okay, now I'm going to put this lid back on. We'll zip this up. Yummy. It's just like cilantro and lemon and a little salt. You don't really taste the olive oil. It's delicious. I think it's going to be great on the meat. So, it's like my new sauce. I make it all the time. Let's put it in this. This bowl had lemon in it. So we should be fine. And again, with most things, if you put this in the refrigerator overnight, it's even more intense the next day. Just the cilantro gets all infused with the lemon and the olive oil. Obviously, you want to bring it out ahead of time because your olive oil will get hard. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and when we come back, I'm going to check the vegetables. Like I said, our grill's a little bit slow today, but let's see what, well, we're still at 350, so usually I would cook this, I really would be roasting vegetables more at like 450 degrees, but that's fine. It's just going to take a little bit longer, but when we come back, we'll check the vegetables, and once the vegetables are done, we're going to get onto our flank and our skirt steak, so we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are continuing our grilling here in Aurora, Illinois. Some of these vegetables are done. Not all of them, as you know. Our grill's a little bit light today. It's about 350 degrees, but the mushrooms are definitely done. Look how beautiful those are. We've got our beans. I've taken the lid off of the beans because now I started with the lid on because I wanted to get all those flavors. And now I want to really burn off some of that moisture. I want like nice, thick, pasty. And these look pretty good too. So I'm going to pull off these peppers. Actually, I'm going to put these on here because I need to cut these up rather than soil my nice plate. Now, if this grill was hotter, that's a nice little char on that. I'm not going to complain about that. These guys are already cut. So I'm going to leave these the way they are. Actually, I think the rest are going to get cut. Those, my eggplant, they're getting softer. I'm going to just show you what those look like, Kevin. I like it really squishy, so I'm going to keep those on a little bit longer. And my corn, so you can see it starts to peel away, but it's still getting nice and roasted. So I'm going to keep the, I've got another little pepper guy back here. He's a little soft. Ow. Those are the onions, and those are hot. Woo! Okay. Those are doing just fine. So, back down the lid goes. Rob, if you could check them again while I cut these up. Kevin, I'm going to cut up these things. So I'm going to cut, and again, this is going to be strips for our guest. Oh, God, nothing good is, I got to taste one of these. I love roasted peppers. Oh my God, that is so good. Woo, hot. I'm just gonna stick these on the plate. Now I'm surrounding the mushrooms with the color because I want the meat on this side and I don't want the brown in the brown next to each other. So there is a method to my madness. Okay, so we got all of our nice roasted green and red veggies. Okay, there we go. Actually, they're prettier. Look at that. Actually, they're prettier on this side, aren't they? Look at the darkness of that. It's so beautiful. Okay. So, Kevin, if you'll bring the camera around, I want to show them the beans. I want to show them where we are with the beans right now. Beans are looking good. So you see the bottom starts to be careful because they start to stick. But we want to get rid of, I want to boil out a lot of this moisture. We're cooking down the garlic and those, it is sort of spicy, I will say that, but it's good. So I think most of this stuff is done. So these are these beautiful little eggplants that we did. And they got a little bit of char from the fire with the corn. So actually these are sort of the same color. So I'm going to put these off to the side. These are beautiful. I want some of the red on top. There we go. All right, then we got our mushrooms. Actually, I'm going to pile these up a little bit. I need some more space. Eggplant. And I think I'm going to actually end up putting the meat on a different platter. But what I am going to do, isn't that beautiful? Look at all those vegetables. Those are gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I'm going to take the corn off. And so this is all you're looking for. It's just a little bit of that. And it's definitely done. So I'm going to pull this off. We've also got our onions. Let me, actually I should have pulled these off first. Let me put these off to the side. We want to cool these before we actually shuck them. But I'm going to open up the onions. And by the way, my beans are done. I'm all over the place. I'm ADD. You could take more liquid out, but I think that's enough. I'm just going to let them sit there. And those look terrific. I'm just going to put the lid on those. Let them sit cool. I'm going to keep this down because we're going to put our meat on in a minute. That's from the corn. So now the onions. These are our onions. They're nice and soft and yummy. Actually, yum. They could be a little bit more roasted, but I'm going to consider them done, and I'm going to dump them on our plate. A little more onions than other vegetables, but that's okay. I love onions. Actually, the fresh thyme, the dried thyme looks nice on that. So, there is our vegetables for however you want to deal with them. I'm just using that onion juice. Now, I'm going to take the corn. Now, if you were serving 1 cob per person, which we are, you could just pull the backs off like this. I keep a little bit of the string on, doesn't bother me. Right? That bothers me. Okay, we got our corn. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Look at all those wonderful vegetables. Again, these could be cooked a little bit more, but they're soft and they're fine, and I'm not gonna bug them. So, that's all the vegetables that we're gonna have for our dinner. Now, if I could get the meat out here.
Take a second.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rob. And again, let me just show you that. So this side it's all fine though. It's all, I can feel the kernels and I know that they're all done. But isn't that beautiful when they're roasted like that on the grill? I think those are so pretty. Could you pick a friend who's got a grill that works, damn it. All right, let's go. So, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, you always say we're rolling. Okay, now we're rolling. All right, so, my God, we've had grill stuff, although we still managed to get all these wonderful vegetables out. Now, as long as I don't push it over, I've got the steaks. And this is the skirt steak. Gonna pull this out of the marinade. Yum. No, I'm sorry, that's the flank. That's the flank. This is the skirt. Now, very important, unless you're gonna boil this off, you need to discard your marinade. You cannot use that again. and it does not need to go on a steak. You got plenty of marinade. And this is our skirt steak again. We got lots of skirt steak with that really nice fat on it. Discard your marinade. If you wanted to brush it on, you could, but you're not going to need to do it for anything else. So, okay, put this on this grill. Skirt steak. And this is not going to take that long. I'm going to do like 4 minutes aside, 5 minutes aside. Look at this big guy. Yay. Yummy.
Hear that sizzle.
Now we go. Well, it's good that we got some heat for this. It's like rib joint. It's like a rib joint. All right. Now, if I had an iPhone, I would have my time, but I don't, but it is. Yay, we got some flames. Thank you, Rob. All right, look at all this meat. It's awesome. All right, I'm gonna leave the lid off on this one, and we're just gonna keep watching it. So, while that grills, I'm just gonna clean up a little bit, and we'll come back and check in a couple of minutes and see how the meat's doing. So, all right, so it's only been on for a couple of minutes, and again, just so that you want to know, usually there's a way to tell, I don't know exactly what it is about the way you touch your finger about whether it's done, but obviously if you press into the meat and there's no give, it's obviously well done. If it gives a little bit, obviously it's still sort of rare. So let's take a look and see what we got going on. Now, obviously you can look at it, and if it's burning, that's a problem. But this piece, I can tell, this is pretty rare. So when I push down in that just gives back. There's just, that's still pretty raw. Over here, I can tell, and I'm gonna switch over here, that this is a smaller piece of meat, and there's not much give. So actually, I think this flank steak is actually done. And I'm gonna take that off the board. This is the skirt steak. That's looking pretty good to me. I don't think this burner is as good, so I'm gonna actually take this over here. I think that needs a couple of more minutes. Oh my God, that is delicious. That skirt steak, that is yummy. I'm actually gonna put this on here so the juices. And Robbie, I need one more plate, sorry. Anyway, really, oh, that's good. I think I'm gonna start going to skirt steak. Now it's interesting, when I was at the grocery store, as I said earlier, he asked me if I wanted to trim it, but when we were looking at the meat, it was hard for me to see how they were actually gonna trim off more of that fat. And as we said, even if they trimmed it all off, it was never gonna look as lean and tight as this piece did. So, all right, just a couple of more minutes on that. And we're gonna let the meat rest. And of course, as it rests, it's still cooking. So you don't have to worry about the fact that you take it off a little bit of we're done. That's what it's gonna be. Just another minute or so, and then we're gonna take that off. All right, so I think these are done. We're gonna go for it. Look at that. Yum. These are like ribs. This nice fat on this skirt steak. Oh, that is juicy and delicious. Ooh, look at that. All right, we're gonna shut this lid and we're gonna let this burn off a little bit. Now, I'm gonna let this meat rest for about 10 minutes. Now again, look at that. So they're looking a little bit the same as they come out, but again, obviously this is much tighter. So we're gonna let this rest for 10 minutes, then we come back. We're going to actually cut this up, and I'm gonna throw some corn tortillas on the grill, and we're gonna eat. We'll be back. Okay, all right, so the meat is still resting. I'm just gonna throw, I'm gonna throw up in a minute. I'm gonna put some of these corn tortillas on the grill just for a second. I'm gonna get some of these ones on the top are a little bit dried out. They've been sitting around all day. All right, oh, my corn tortilla is a little dry, but that's okay. They're just there to hold in some, oops. Actually, I guess I should make them for Rob and Kevin too. Gonna heat these up. Just wanna get a little bit of heat to them. Oh, I got my beans too. Yum, I got my beans. All right. And they get all that nice greasy stuff from the meat that was on there. And there was a little piece of meat on there, but we ate it when we went off camera. We didn't want to wait for it to rest. We were so hungry. Now corn tortillas are done when you get the little puff. You just want a little bit of a puff, just a little bit of a heat through. Hello, echo, echo, echo. All right, so. All right, I'm gonna say these are done. I'm gonna pull these off. Ooh, yow! Got our corn tortillas. Now, let's cut into the flank steak. And I don't have, now, this is the most critical part of cutting into the meat. You want to cut it against the grain because flank and skirt is a very tough kind of meat. So if you cut it with the grain, it's going to be very chewy. If you cut it against the grain, you end up having only, you know, these little pieces. If you think about a rectangle with the little slices like that, that way it's easy. If it's tough, you can just pull apart those grains. If you cut long strings of it, which you'll be cutting with the grain, then it'd be a problem to chew. See the grain on that side, right? So we want to cut it this way. And I'm just going to go right here and cut straight down, and hopefully, if we did this right, we're medium rare to rare. You don't want to overcook this meat. Alright, so that's enough for now. Meat in there, nicely done. Alright, so that's our flank steak. Now let's cut into, I think we're all very excited about the skirt steak. Yes, boys? I think this is the one we are very happy about. This is really yummy. Just look at the colored juices on this one compared to the flank. This is the skirt. Yum. And now we'll cut into the skirt steak. My paper towels just flew off. I think I'm going to become a convert to skirt because let's just, well, I mean, look at that. Look at the difference, although that looks a little bit the same, but it's still a little bit bigger, and you can see more of the fat that's in the skirt steak right here. This is much leaner on the flank steak. I'm going to eat this. Oh my God, that's good. There is nothing better than grilling out, especially with this cuts of meat. So this is perfect for stir fry. We're gonna actually make a little bit of a fajita. Let me cut this one up real quick. All right, so to serve this up, we've got our little corn tortilla. I got my plate, which is a little messy. And I'm just gonna put on a little bit of the skirt steak. Put a little bit of the flank. I feel like we're anti-flank at the moment, so I'm gonna love it a little bit more. I'm gonna put on some onion, a little bit of this red pepper, and a little green pepper. We have this wonderful, I made this cilantro, olive oil, and lemon sauce, but I have to say I forgot to put the garlic in it. That's all right. And obviously you can put lettuce, you can do whatever you want, but we're just gonna serve it up with this. It's gonna be yummy. I'm gonna take a mushroom cap, and I'm gonna cut this corn. And I did notice the corn needed a little bit of salt when I was out there, when I was tasting it. Bit of corn, and I got my beans. What are you laughing at, Kevin? Someone's laughing at me. And that is our, oh, did I get onions on here? Yes. What did I miss? Oh, my eggplant. I want one of these eggplants too. These lovely little eggplants. So, this is our grilling dish. We've got our beans with hot stuff and peppers and onions, red onions. We got our grilled eggplant here. We have our beautiful portobello mushroom cap. I bet you that needs a little bit of salt. Only because I can tell. And then our corn on the cob. And then we've got our skirt steak and our flank steak and our vegetables and our cilantro sauce, and I'm going to taste this very quickly. Really good. That is delicious. Very, very delicious. And a little bit of this portobello mushroom, which is always good, because if you have vegans, they can just roll this up. And I want to taste the beans. My friends, I just spit it out. My friends were afraid this might be too hot. So let's just see if they're right or wrong. So yeah, if you don't like spicy, you might not like the beans. There's a kick, but it's not too bad. Yummy. All right, that is it for our main dish. We're going to serve this up. We're going to take a little bit of break, and we come back. We're actually going to grill up our plantains and our pineapple, and we're going to get to the fatty side of this meal. This is a delicious meal. This is going to be under 300 calories once I calculate it, and then we'll get to the dessert, and we can throw you over the edge. This is John Cleese with The Unexpected Guest, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. All right, we have cleaned up the table from our barbecue. We ate furiously. We ate meat. I'm hoping all the cameras are on. And there's a couple things we have to do for this recipe. The first is we're going to take a 1/4 cup of these pecans, and we're going to roast them. Usually we do this in the oven. We're going to roast them on the grill. So I'm going to put this pan in the oven, or on the grill, I should say. Oh my, where's my beer? All right, I'm going to dump these in and let those go. Put the lid on it. Put a lid on it. Now, this recipe says 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar and a quarter teaspoon of ground cinnamon. That doesn't seem like enough to me, so I'm going to, let's see, well, 2 tablespoons. Let's say 1. I'll say 2 big tablespoons of brown sugar. That's all for all those bananas? I don't understand it. Where did we get this recipe? And now we've got our cinnamon, and it's just a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, which isn't very much. So you know what, I'm just going to sort of eye this. I'm not going to really listen to this recipe. I never was much of a listener. So you're going to mix this together. Now here's the weird thing. It says for us to grill the bananas with the skins on, and none of us like that idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 banana and do as they say. We're going to take, oop, a nut. Oh, I should stir that around a little bit. Whoa! It's hard to smell them when you're, ouch, when you're in the house. You can always smell the oven. Guess what, when you touch a hot grill, it hurts. All right, so this is just the cinnamon and brown sugar. So they said we're supposed to coat these bananas. You know what, I'm doing more sugar. I don't understand this recipe. I'm doing more sugar, and I'm gonna do more cinnamon and mix that together. Rob is in love with pineapple, so we're gonna do this for Rob. I'm gonna cut that up. You know, you can stick this and grow this. Did you know that? You can grow pineapple? All right, so we decided to use fresh pineapple, so which means is we're gonna have to trim it up. So I gotta taste, I can smell those nuts, I think. Oh yeah, nuts are done. Nuts are very toasted.
Oh yeah.
Really toasted. So if they get to that point, ouch, make sure you take them out of the oven, out of the pan, because they'll keep cooking in the pan. All right. So boy, they cook much faster there than they do in the conventional oven.
They smell good too.
What's that?
They smell good too.
They do smell good. Kevin said they smell good. All right. So I'm gonna not do this. I'm gonna do these in ribs. So I think I'm just gonna cut down like that, about a ½ inch. And that's what I'm gonna grill for the pineapple. Now, Rob helped us pick out the pineapple, and I should have showed you. Nicely done. What he told us was, right, the yellower it is, you see how some of this is green? So the more orangey and yellowy it gets, the riper that your pineapple is. And I just bit into it and I can tell you it's very, very sweet. So now we're gonna do is we're gonna cut open one of these plantains. So we're gonna do one plantain and one banana with the skin off because that's what we three boys think you should do. And the other ones we're gonna do their weird way. So I'm gonna split this in half somehow. I'm gonna go this way. So that is the cut plantain. And I'm going to cut the banana same way. I'm actually going to just go like this. Watch your fingers. Okay, now the banana's already falling apart, but we'll see what happens. And then these guys we're going to stick right on the grill, and I'm going to cut the ends off, even though it said not to. Or it didn't say it. I'm going to do it anyway. Onto the grill it goes. I do think I won't put that cinnamon brown sugar till it gets a little bit hot, because it'll just sort of burn. Oh, the banana fell off. And then let's do the pineapple.
Pull them out of the corner, please.
I can't pull them out of the corner, honey, because that's where the heat is. But I'm showing it going on the grill. Got it?
Whatever.
Can you see it? I know, but it's where the flame is. Kevin is yelling at me again.
Every time Kevin
I'm yelled at
yells,
all
John
day
blinks.
long, all day long. My God. I pay him $1 million a year and I still get yelled at. Constantly. It's constant. Just barks at me all day long. But he's fun to work with and he makes very good videos. So, all right.
Oh.
Now I'm going to chop these up. I just love paper towels. Just use them and throw them away. I'm going to chop these roasted, very well roasted. All right. We got our 3 bowls for our dessert. And Rob, anytime you want to bring out the ice cream and a spoon, and 3 spoons would be wonderful. So the banana's getting black, but I don't know what that means.
Lightly charred.
Lightly charred, I guess. And then this is our plantain that, because I didn't oil the grill, is sticking. You know what I'm going to do? I don't have any oil, but... Thank you, sir. I would probably do vegetable oil. Ooh, the pineapple looks good. Ouch!
Too bad I can't see it.
The pineapple. He's so mad at me. Kevin's yelling at me. Okay. Now I'm going to take this cinnamon mixture and I'm going to put it on these sides that are hot. Now it says to put that on the banana. I think that's, I'm not doing that. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. In fact, this should probably have a little bit of butter. But once I put the lid on,
Yeah, go.
All right, so Kevin has read the recipe and actually figured out that we're actually supposed to cut these bananas, but hold on. We're supposed to cut it lengthwise and then in 4 and then grill it. So then you use the back as sort of a stability thing, I guess. So, thank you, Kevin. But I'm going to push these pineapples over here to where you can't see them. Now, how are these guys doing? They're grilling. All right, so I'm supposed to cut these. That makes more sense, Kevin. I told you that didn't make sense. So I'm going to cut this up.
Did you want to?
Ooh. And we'll cut the plantain. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you. So we use a little bit of, yep, I'll use a little bit of canola oil on the grill. Actually, I'm going to grill the tops of the, I'm going to oil the tops of the bananas. Hey, this is all part of cooking. Sometimes this happens. I can't help it. The instructions weren't clear. Don't blame me, Kevin. Don't blame me. All right, I'm going to put these down here. But at least I got the skin side right. Ouch. And this guy. All right. But look at these bananas came out okay. They're nice and warm. Look at that. Got chewy.
Hold on.
You see that?
Hold on. Okay.
Yummy. Who knew? Who knew? Kevin, you're so smart. You're the smartest thing. So again, this is not 300 calories because most ice cream, I will say to you right now, half a cup is 100 calories. So if your ice cream is just your meal, obviously that would be fine. So let us see. I think I'm going to take these pineapples out. I still think it needs, actually that's melted enough. Let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the hot side onto the, I'll show you in a minute, so that it melts the, so I'm going to stack those on top so the hot side melts the sugar on the other side. Ooh. All right, these are the bananas. I'm going to flip them over. They say you can do this in a grill pan, and maybe that would be easier. But we had our grill, and Kevin insisted that we try them. And Rob. I think in the wintertime you could obviously do a grill pan and also broil them. So put this back down. Let's cut into these plantains and see if these are in fact too hard. Yeah, not good. Not good. Although pretty, really not good. They're not really sweet. Well, let me try that again. Because you know, they're not as sweet as I thought they'd be. I don't care if I'm in a Mexican community. I don't like that grilled plantain. That's going away. All right. I'm going to cut up these pineapples. These look yummy. Now this is going to be good. Hey, stop laughing at me. It happens. All right, let's do that. Oh, these look yummy. Look at that. It's got the nice, ooh, yummy. hot pineapple. I love it. Wow, that's really good. That makes up for my disastrous plantain roasting. Yes, it does, Kevin. All right. Now we got our bananas off. Now what am I supposed to do? Unpeel these now?
Discard peels.
Discard peels. See, the peel is coming off. This is exactly the way it would have been had I read the recipe beforehand. I still think this is weird, but it's tasty. I like the pineapple. I think that's the best. All right, so our Sunday's not gonna have any ice cream, but, excuse me, not gonna have any ice cream. It's not gonna have any chocolate. Let's take some of this. All right. Ice cream in the bowls. Yum. Now, put some pineapple. Oh, that person got 3. Yummy. And we're gonna scoop out the banana. Oh, that's cool. Look, just comes right out. Yum. Scoop the banana. Let's do a little bit more ice cream. More like a creme anglaise on top. And our toasted pecans.
John, invite Rob on the set.
Rob, I would love for you to come on the set. Kevin, I'm gonna smack you. Come on the set, Rob. Thank you for having us at your house. I will give you a new spoon as our host. And let's see what we think.
Amazing.
Cheers. Cheers. So look into that camera right there, or one of the cameras. What do you like, the pineapple better or the banana? Can you taste it? Slow down, cowboy. Slow down. We got more. What do you think, pineapple or the banana?
I think the pineapple.
Does he speak? Does he speak? The pineapple's good?
Pineapple is really good.
Awesome. All right, that's it. The unexpected guest. I will have the calories on the website. Enjoy all of this, everybody. Delicious. This is really, really good. Even though I messed up, it does make sense once you put the peel of the banana and scoop it right out. This is delicious and a really wonderful follow-up to that meat dish with the cilantro and the lemon. So stay tuned to this channel, to E300. Again, E300 is the channel on YouTube. My Unexpected Guest. Please click subscribe and we'll notify you every time a new video comes on. I'm John Cleese, and next time we'll be back from my condominium in Chicago, back on Lakeshore Drive, but we have really enjoyed being out in Aurora. So till next time, bon appetit. We'll see you again.